What's up guys, Sean Nalawani here, SeanNal.com, BodyTransformationTruth.com, and this here's a pretty common question that I get, which is what should you do if you go over on your calories for a particular day? Can you make it up the next day, or should you just not worry about it and just get back on track with your diet as normal? And the answer that I would give is that either of those options are actually fine, and you can just choose either one depending on what fits your goals and what fits your overall mindset best. So the first option is to make up for it the next day. So there's really nothing particularly special about the time frame of 24 hours, and it's not as if your calorie intake has to be 100% set in stone within each of those 24-hour blocks. If your daily calorie target was 2,000 calories, it's not going to make a difference in the big picture if one day you eat 2,300 calories and then the next day you eat 1,700 calories. It's more so about your average calorie intake over the course of a few days or a week. I would recommend making an effort to keep it relatively steady. I wouldn't recommend that you eat, say, 800 calories for 5 days in a row and then eat 8,000 calories in a single day. But if there's just sort of a modest ebb and flow to your intake, a few bigger up and down spikes here and there, then that's completely fine and it's to be expected actually. So if you went over by 500 calories one day, then yeah, you could just eat 500 calories less the following day or 250 calories less for the following 2 days. It's really not going to make a difference. So option one, just take whatever you went over by and adjust your calories over the next day or two in order to balance everything out. And then option number two, which is probably the better option in most average cases in my opinion, is to just accept the fact that you overate, don't stress out about it, and just get back on track with your regular diet as normal. Remember that fat loss and fat gain are both very slow processes that happen gradually over the long term, and going over on your calories for 1 or 2 days really isn't going to make much of a difference at all in the big picture. If your calorie target for fat loss was 2,000 and you ate 2,500 on a particular day, that's nothing. You're pretty much just eating at your maintenance level. And so you're not going to gain fat from that. At worst, you could just consider it a wash and just move on to the next day. Even if you ate, say, an extra 1,000 calories, that would still equal out to maybe only about a 500 calorie surplus, which is hardly anything on its own. Remember that just a single pound of stored fat contains about 3,500 calories. And not only that, but it's not even as if all the calories that you overeat are being stored as fat anyway, because if you're weight training as part of your fat loss plan, which I assume you are, then you have a muscle growth stimulus in place from that training. And as a result of that, several hundred of the extra calories that you eat on any given day are actually going to be diverted to muscle growth. So that's the second option. Just accept that you're human. Your diet's not going to be perfect. You're going to have days where you overeat. That's normal. It's to be expected. And just get back on track with your normal calorie deficit the following day and just keep moving forward from there. So either of these two options are fine, and you can just choose the one that keeps you the most motivated and the one that's most in line with your goals. If you're trying to lose a very specific amount of fat and get into a certain shape within a set time frame, then option one might be more suitable to make sure that you reach your goals in time. On the other hand, if you're just following a general fat loss program with no time constraints, then option one might make more sense for you. Also keep in mind that if your weight suddenly shoots up the day after you cheat on your diet, most of that, if not all of it, is just being caused by an increase in water retention from the added carbs and sodium, and it's not being caused by actual fat gain. Your body might also appear a bit softer and puffier looking, but again, this is just water retention and it's going to return back to normal within a day or two of getting back on your regular diet. So guys, if you found this advice helpful and you want to get all the tools that you need to lose fat and build muscle as effectively as possible, including step-by-step meal plans, workout supplement guides, and one-on-one coaching, then you can download my Body Transformation Blueprint by clicking here or by heading over to BodyTransformationTruth.com using the link in the description box. Make sure to follow me on social media here if you aren't already. The official website is SeanNal.com, and feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on future videos. Talk to you guys again soon.